Shalom, shalom. Call HALALYAM La, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. My brother tells them Gabar coming at you from the prophets in Babylon camp. I'm going to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great MILLSTONE to teach them well. Peace and salutations be to hopeful elect. It's going to be quick hit. Going into the scripture, Ezekiel 33 and 33. Alright. It starts with Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. So when these things begin to take place, then everybody's gonna know there was a prophet among them. Oh shit, there was prophets out here, and not just one, but more than one. You know, hundreds of men out here prophesying the downfall of Babylon. You got in these last days where so many prophets out here because this is going to be the biggest, you know, it's going to be the biggest downfall. You know, it's going to be the biggest event in history. So the Lord's got, a lot of his prophets on the scene, man. And we're spread out throughout the world and throughout these countries. And the prophets, they're a sign of major destruction. When you see the prophets out, they're usually a sign of major destruction coming to the land, man. So before the prophets come into play, they're like a warning. They're a beacon to signal to you that great mass major destruction is coming to this place, man. Wherever they be at, wherever the prophets be standing upon, they're telling you this place is about to be destroyed. They grab this, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Jeremiah himself was a prophet, man. I believe he became a prophet at a very young age. I forget the age, but he was very young. He was just a boy, when he became a prophet. He didn't even know what to say. The Lord said, I'll put my spirit, I'll pour my spirit on you and I'll put my words in your mouth, But he was a young kid just out there speaking, man, and grew up, and that's what the Lord has got. The Lord's got plenty of young men who were just boys, started off as boys or kids, in this truth, and been out there prophesying since, man, for years now. And they've grown into men and got beards and mustaches and shit, deep voices, and they've been out here prophesying because this is his spirit. The Lord put his spirit out here, through his men. He put his spirit out, and he got his men out here on the highways and hedges, prophesying, young and old, man. The majority of them started off young because the young minds haven't been tainted as much as the old. You got something called westernization. A lot of our people have been westernized in their mindsets. So it's harder for an older man to get it. That's why Scripture says you cannot put new wine in an old bottle or it'll burst, because you can't retrain someone that's already at the end of the years, man. You can't retrain their ways of thinking and their ways of living. As you come into the truth, you realize it's a way of living. It's a way of life. It's not just something that you can just catch on to very easily. It's something that you have to apply to your lifestyle. And it was redeemed to the young because they're at the beginning of their lives to where they can still be their minds can still be constructed or reconstructed to be a certain way, rather than letting their minds be westernized and submission to this Edomites for 50, 60, 70 years, whatever it may be, man. All right, I'm gonna grab this. Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 73. Actually, book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. I'll start at verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. But how is it going to be known who's the Lord's chosen? This is going to be known who kept the Lord's ways, who believed in the Lord, who was his prophets from the jump, man. You know, because there's going to come a time called the hour of temptation, and a lot of our people are going to fold. But then you're going to know who the Lord's chosen really was, because they're not going to fold and take this MOTB, man. The Lord is going to keep them. He said he's actually going to keep them from the hour of temptation, man. You know? So, majority of our people are going to die because they're going to get this MOTB in their hand, and that's going to be a manifestation of who the 2/3 was from the beginning. Because you had 2/3 since the beginning, but now they're about to be made manifest, and they're about to be marked. And the elect men and the elect woman are going to be spiritually marked for redemption. That's a spiritual mark of redemption. The Lord's elect, man, has chosen. You know, he chose, because the Lord chose a certain seed of Israel, a certain part of Israel, I should say, a certain number of men and women that he's going to deliver up into chariots when this fire comes, man, when he sends judgment upon this place, you know. And there's not really anything he can do to change that number or make it to any of those numbers. The Lord chooses who he chooses, and he said, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy. You know, so it's not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, who giveth mercy, man. You know, but the things are unfolding now, and this is what the prophet's been teaching for years and prophesying for years, starting from the elders and apostles of GMS and on down, man. And this is something that's been going around for years. At first, it sounded like rumor and just words. Before, people thought they were empty words. Now the words hold weight. Now you feel the weight of these words. Now they're hitting. The words are coming off the book, man, because it used to just be words written on a book, on paper. You know, now the words are coming off the book and they're beginning to speak, as according to Habakkuk 2:3. For the vision is yet for a appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. You know, so the vision is speaking, and there's no lie in it, man. You can't get around it. Okay, it's saying specifically, the things that we specifically said are actually happening now. Now you know, oh shit, these guys were on to something. Now the scoffers and the mockers are starting to dissipate and disappear. You're not seeing so many of them anymore. Why? Because now they're starting to understand, oh shit, what is a conspiracy theory? Oh, now everybody's becoming conspiracy theorists, man. You know? But I truly hope this quick was edifying to you. Akim and YAHAWAH, to listen to truth and sincerity. Till next time, Yahshua, I want to give all glory, honor, praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.